This question comes from Alex, who asks, what if all rivers on Earth suddenly started flowing backward?
At first, it might sound funny. Water running uphill, fish swimming the wrong way, but the consequences would be far from harmless.
Rivers are the lifeblood of the planet. They carry fresh water from mountains to seas, deposit nutrients, and sustain ecosystems along the way. If all rivers reversed, this delicate balance would be completely disrupted.
Let's start with the source, the mountains. Snowmelt and rainfall feed rivers, moving water toward lower elevations.
If the flow reversed, mountain valleys could suddenly face flooding as rivers try to climb uphill into glaciers and snowfields. Landslides would become common, reshaping the terrain in dramatic ways.
Downstream, river deltas and coastal cities would be hit immediately. Cities like New Orleans, Shanghai, and Venice rely on rivers flowing toward the sea. If the water pushed back inland, ports would be flooded, sediment would be pulled away, and major infrastructure would collapse.
The ecological impact would be severe. Fish species migrate upstream to spawn. If rivers flowed backward, they would swim in the wrong direction, unable to reproduce. Freshwater plants and animals dependent on consistent flow patterns would face mass die-offs.
Agriculture would be disrupted worldwide. Irrigation systems are designed for predictable river directions. Canals, pumps, and reservoirs would suddenly fail, leaving crops without water or flooding farmland with excess water. Food supply chains would be immediately threatened. Hydroelectric dams would fail catastrophically. Dams rely on controlled downstream flow to generate electricity.
If rivers reversed, turbines would spin the wrong way or stop entirely, causing blackouts and mechanical failures. In some cases, dams could collapse, unleashing massive inland flooding.
Rivers also carry sediment to maintain deltas and coastlines. With reversed flow, sediment would be sucked away from fertile lands, eroding deltas and beaches. Ports would become unnavigable, and the coastline itself could recede dramatically.
Freshwater availability would drop. Towns and cities rely on rivers for drinking water. If water starts moving away from settlements, aquifers might not refill, and water treatment plants would fail to operate. Many populations could face immediate shortages.
Even global climate patterns could change. Rivers influence ocean currents, which regulate weather.
If fresh water started flowing backward, it would disrupt the salinity of seas and oceans, affecting currents like the Gulf Stream. Storms, rainfall, and temperatures could shift unpredictably worldwide.
Transportation and trade would grind to a halt. River barges, ferries, and shipping channels are all built for current flow. Reversed rivers would strand ships, destroy canals, and disrupt global trade routes.
In short, a world where rivers flow backward would be chaotic. Flooding, famine, extinction of species, and the collapse of cities would follow in rapid succession. Mountains, deltas, coastlines, and human civilization itself would be forced to adapt to an impossible new reality.
So, while the idea of water running backward may seem whimsical, the consequences would be catastrophic. Earth would be a planet turned upside down, rivers defying gravity, ecosystems collapsing, and human society scrambling to survive.
The flow of water defines life as we know it, and reversing it would change the world forever.